Hello and welcome to, I believe, episode 18 of CP 2049 Solid State Society. Tonight it's going to be a solo session with Ian. We are going to pick up right after where episode 17 um, physical ended. At the in episode 17, Yin and Machine make their way to a Gotocorp warehouse where they drop off the transport and in the process want to make some money. But Yin has an ulterior motive while during the time there. She wants to infiltrate Gotocorp's computers and find out what she can using the special software she and Mr. Sachs created. Find out what she can about the drugs that Goto has her on. See if there's an antidote, see if there is a way for her to kick herself off the drugs and not be dependent on them anymore. She was one personality when she joined GoToCorp, but the past few weeks and months, meeting the people she has, the doors that have opened to her, GoToCorp and the drug are not the only way for Yin to reach her goals. She's found other means. This is one more of Yin's various machinations running through Chris One. As the eye starts scanning Icarus 1 for Yin and Machine, it finds them where it had last left them, in Machine's apartment. Both Yin and Machine seem fast asleep, and as the eye moves in and starts zooming on the both of them, Machine seems to be snoring lightly, his arm over Yin, while Yin seems to be in a deep slumber. And as the camera pans and closes in on Yin's face, her eyes instantly open and she just sits up. Go ahead, Yin.
And as Yin sits up from her sleeping position, she quickly but softly moves Machine's arm off of her. Getting up quickly to her feet, she looks down at her hands, still feeling them rock steady as before, still feeling the drug coursing through her veins. She looks around the room. Everything is kind of a hyper detail. She's fixating on different aspects of the room. The lamp, the couch, clothes on the floor. Back to Machine. Even though they spent some time being together once they got home, exhausting the two of them, she did not feel any ill effects from it. Still felt energized, ready to go. She's wide awake now. There was no way she was falling back asleep. She touches the side of her face and running down the side of her cheek. There's this feeling, almost this alluring feeling of still being on the drug, as it once was when she first started taking it. The power she felt, the heightened sensitivity, the dulling of her emotions, her memories. Even looking down at Machine now, thinking back to when they first met in that bar many years ago, the memories were hazy, almost foggy. She knew she was in love with a man who laid down near her. At least she knew she was. She did not feel it. There was another feeling that was there that replaced the longing she had for him, replaced the anger that she felt towards her father, replaced some of the guilt that she felt towards Yang. All that she felt now was an overwhelming urge to satisfy a hunger of blood, slashing of blade, of screams. looking down at Machine before her. She knew she'd easily take his life now. She probably wouldn't feel a thing. Cutting into the flesh, rending it from bone. While this is the man she loved, she felt nothing. She knew better than that. She knew if she decided to come out of it this time, if she decided to stop taking the drug, she would regret it. She moves to the bathroom, looking at herself in the mirror, checking her eyes, her face, her hands, her body. She still felt that urge, no matter how much water she splashed on her face, no matter how much she gripped the porcelain. She walks back into the bedroom area, picking up the clothes from before, still smelling like Machine. She slides on her clothes, takes the sword and hand that she's used for so long, grip the weight, balance it in her hands. With that, she takes a look outside the window. She looks down at her mask sitting on the bedside table, picking it up, raising it close to her face. One last time. One last time. And as she puts it on, taking a deep inhale as the drug vaporizes into her mask, going into her lungs, still feeling that heightened sense. She writes a quick note to Machine. I'll be back. I'm off to have some fun. Love, Chiako. She leaves on the pillow that she had her head on previously and makes her way to the door, taking one last look back at the man on the bed before leaving.
As Yin leaves the apartment and makes her way out into the cold Icarus night, these thoughts running through her mind, Machine snores blissfully unaware of Chiako and where she's headed. And as Chiako continues to walk, minutes pass by, leads into 30 minutes, an hour. She's walking around, taking in the city. And then her compad rings. Single message. Wanna play? It's from Ramses.
She pulls out her compad, looking down at the message, and she has a wide grin underneath her mask. She messages him back very quickly. Where and when?
A few minutes pass before she sees a message again back from Ramses. Sector 6, the Lunar Temple. We'll be there.
And Yin messages back.
Hello.
I'm coming. And Yin makes her way down. Either whatever's closest, either a cab or walking, running through the streets. She heads off to Sector 6.
Yin gets in a cab. Sector 6, Lunar Temple. The cab weaves through Icarus traffic. Traffic is lighter. It is in the wee hours of the morning, anywhere between 4:30. Eventually the cab makes it to Sector 6, Luna City. Yin pays the cab, looks around. Off in the distance, what looks like a market square, she sees two familiar figures, Ramses and Tito.
And Yin walks up to Ramses and Tito, shoulders back, one hand on her sword, other hand on her hip. She walks up to the two of them, regarding them with a nod. So, what do you have in mind?
Miss Yin, I am glad you could make it.
I'm always available for you, Ramses.
And he smiles, and it's a genuine smile. I do not know what I did to deserve you as an ally, but I will not look a gift horse in the mouth.
Well, if you must know, it was purely by chance, left or right. Just so happened that you weren't the ones shooting at me, and your men weren't the ones at the tip of my blade.
And he nods his head. Fate has interesting ways of making us puppets. There again you can see a very unlike street talk. This man spouts philosophy more than, rough language, which is very common on the streets. Well, the reason I called you here is because I think I may have found a solution to the problem you posed us.
The issue with the rockets and the
Indeed.
Chaos Gang. I am very intrigued, Ramsey. Please tell.
Sector 6, and you would know this, neighbors the stacks. Looking around you, it has that flavor and essence of the stacks, but it is not chaotic. There is no open crime happening. There seems to be some sort of law and order. You know that if there is an eruption of violence in sectors like 6 and other sectors of Icarus, there would be a rapid response. With this knowledge, as Ramsey says, we believe we have found the Chaos Gang hideout. They're spread at 2 locations in this grid. And here's what I think I'm gonna do. And correct me if you think there's a better plan. We want to attack both points, but one, we want to make it look like gang violence, absolute bloodshed. The other one, and he kind of pulls out what looks like a stun baton. The other one, we just want to put them to sleep, put the rockets there. And then I have a little surprise for Chris PD. You with me so far, Yin?
And Yin is looking to Ramses, these wide-eyed, head cocked to the side, left hand's kind of tapping against her leg, almost impatiently, but she seems to be looking at Ramses very intently. Kind of, her eyes seem to be shifting and focusing on different aspects of his face. His arm, his legs. She's kind of taking him in. I'm with you. If you expect me to stun people, though, do say you're sorely disappointed, but I do follow. Please continue.
That was the response I was expecting. That's why I think me and my men will do the stunning, and I would leave it up to you to do the stabbing. And he points, like kind of both his arms wide out, 180 degrees between them. There is one hideout in this direction, and then there's one hideout in this direction. Whichever one you choose, slaughter everyone over there, make it look like gang violence took place. We, on the other hand, will go to the other location, stun them, place the rockets there. And then my little surprise for Victor Speedy, and he looks up and kind of makes a gesture. You follow his hand movement and look up, and you see somebody step out of the shadows. It looks like Chaos Gang on the outset, and he smirks. That's one of my men. He has a modified rocket with him and a rocket launcher. If we were to blow up this water tower, not a full rocket, just enough to make it burst, rain some water in this place, cause some chaos, Victor Speedy would have to respond. And when they do, they'll find the dead bodies, they'll find the passed out Chaos Gang, they'll look like a turf war, they'll find the rockets. Problem solved.
I like your plan, Ramses, but there's one issue. She kind of taps the side of her mouth. I don't use a gun, and gang violence usually implies gun violence. No.
That may be, but that's the best I could come up with, unless you want to handle guns. You don't seem to be the kind of person wanting to handle guns.
No, I am not as satisfying if I have a gun. Not as personal. She kind of steps up to Ramses as she says that, looking up at him. I prefer it much closer.
He nods his head. So, do you want to use the stun batons?
She takes a moment, shakes her head. No. No, stun batons are not my... I don't think I'd be able to hold back from killing them at this point. I will kill them. I will shoot them afterwards if need be. But my primary method of dispatching, I will make sure the lights are off, and I will kill them all.
Very well then. Which one do you would like to choose? Left or right?
She looks left, towards the lights. Looks left, looks right. I'll go left.
Very well. Go about 2 blocks, then hang a right. You will start entering an alleyway. It's pretty deserted because people know that a gang has taken station there. You would find what looks like a laundromat. We believe there are at least 5 Chaos Gang members in there. 3 should be outside, keeping an eye on things. 2 more inside. Do with them as you please.
Only 5. Oh. Let's see if I can stay satiated as 5.
And he smiles. My. Very well then. We'll let you know once we're in position. Once the deed is done, I will let my guy here know to shoot the rocket. Once we do that, we need to get out of here quick. This whole place is going to get locked down, and we wouldn't want to be here when that happens.
You got it, Ramses. I will let you know once my end is held up.
Excellent. And with that, he gets up and starts walking to the right.
Yin turns to the left. She starts walking down without looking back.
Right. So how do you approach this? Do you want to sneak up to this place? Do you want to just walk up there? Do you want to recon it?
That's a good question. Yin's going to take a moment to debate. She's going to do recon, though, around the area first, before deciding whether to go in sneakily or the more fun way of just approaching.
Nice. So give me a Dex plus sneak.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's my worst roll.
So you start making your way through the crowd. People are milling about. It's 4:30 in the morning, but this place still seems busy. Icarus never sleeps. There's always the street hustle going on. You walk a couple of blocks. You take a left. I think I said left, but you take a left.
Right.
And you come around the corner. You're very slow coming around the corner, and you take a peek. Just put your token there. Let me see if they notice. Okay, nice. Ooh.
Oh, definitely.
So let me mark this guy. This guy. Yep. So this guy senses something. He feels he sees a shadow kind of coming around the corner. And you can see him kind of whispering something to them. They move a little closer, peeking towards you. And they keep looking at you. Do you proceed down the alley? Or do you...
Yeah, actually, Yin proceeds down the alley. She takes off her mask, clips it to her side, and she kind of unzips her shirt a little bit as she approaches. Doesn't have her hand on her sword, but she walks forward with a bit of a saunter. At this point, since she's noticed them seeing her, she's not trying to hide it anymore.
Okay. Like, oi, what's a
Hi.
piece like you doing in a place like this? Mm. Come here, girl.
I seem to be a little lost.
You,
She'll come closer.
you seem to be lost. Mm. Well, we can show you the way. Why don't you come a little closer? We won't harm you.
And she gets closer, not within arm's reach, just if they are attempting to grab at her, she is going to draw her blade, but she does walk closer.
Nice. As you walk closer, give me a charm plus. Are you trying to perform like you're like a hooker, or are you performing like just a street person who's lost and took the wrong turn?
Oh, like a hooker.
Yeah.
So perform charm?
Yeah, perform
Or-
charm. Like in what like are you coming up as a person who's just lost, or are you coming up as like a lady of the night?
Lady of the night, she's got the kind of hip swing. She's got a smile on her face.
Nice.
So perform charisma?
Perform charisma.
Oh my god.
And
Nope.
as you kind of saunter close to them, they kind of take a look at you again. You don't seem to be from around here. We don't
No.
think we like the looks of you. And you can see that they're reaching for their weapons.
She pouts a bit. Might not be from around here. Might not look like I'm from around here, but I'd like to get to know around here. I'd suggest putting away the weapons. That's no fun.
And this guy kind of steps forward. I think... No. Leave now, and there won't be any trouble.
Oh, you'll be fun. At that point, Yin's going to draw her blade and go after the first one.
Nice. Okay, roll initiative. Nice. So this guy sees you draw the blade out. He's like, she's got a weapon! And he pulls out his, and he has a revolver and he's gonna shoot at you.
Nope.
Yep. So he pulls out his revolver and he's kind of taken aback. Like, for a moment you seemed like someone that they could be having fun with, but then the dynamic quickly changed. He saw one of his gang members kind of walk up and tell you to leave, and he's in between the two of you, right? He can't get a clear shot, but he still takes a shot, and the shot, goes wide, ricochets off the wall behind, and you can hear the ka-ping. Nice.
Oh, but Yin just smiles wider as she charges at this man in front of her.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Ooh. So as you charge at him, he sees you coming and he's already at alert. So he whips around just in time as the blade arcs. Where his shoulder would have been, the blade just arcs, and you can. And he's like, "Oh, we're gonna have fun, bitch." And he's still not sure what the blade's gonna do, so he's gonna still shoot at you. And since he is in melee, it's gonna be a -2, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on.
And he's an AC higher than 13.
Sorry, come again?
He's an AC higher than 13.
Yes, he's an AC higher than 13, but he's gonna try and shoot at you with a -2 modifier because you're in melee with him now, right?
Mhm.
But his weapon is a revolver, which is a single-handed so let's go see what happens. And he is kind of like he comes at you with the revolver, and he moves to make way from the sword. He's a little off balance, so he doesn't get a good shot, and the revolver shot just pings past you. The other Chaos Gang, he's just stunned. He doesn't know what the hell is going on, so he just and he pulls his weapon out and starts shooting. $16 hits. Nope.
No.
So
AC 19.
nice. So he pulls his weapon out, it shoots, and the bullet, you can kind of feel it, like it grazes your shoulder, but you know that you have armor on, and you're kind of a very fluid human being in fights like this. So it just nicks you, but it's not even like, it's just like a graze on the armor you're wearing, and what's your reaction as these bullets are flying past, but none of them finding any purchase?
So Yin sounds like she's just cackling like a maniac as she's just going at this man in front of her, hacking and slashing away, attempting to hit him. I can't wait to kill you all. It's going to be so fun.
Nice. This fucking bitch is crazy, and he kind of moves out a bit and takes a shot at you so he can get a better shot. It's just not good enough. Go ahead, Ian.
Right, she keeps laughing as she goes back in again.
Nice, 14 does hit. What does this look like?
So as the other bullet kind of goes by, she hears the pinging against the building beside her. She keeps laughing as she feels finally her blade connecting with the one she's engaging with, as she's almost wildly swinging, but even though it's wild, it's still precise enough to get him. And she slashes across his chest. Her smile widens as she sees blood, looking down at it and looking back up into his eyes. You're first?
He's like, fucking bitch! I'm gonna fucking slice you open. And as he's saying that, one more Chaos Gang member comes out, rushing out of the laundromat. Nice. He's a 2, so I'm gonna move him. So he comes out running, and he is gonna draw his weapon and shoot at you. And he misses as well. What does this look like? Like, these guys are all trying to shoot you, and you're just missing all of this.
So as they're kind of missing and firing, even though she's fully concentrated on the man in front of her, she also seems to be kind of ducking and weaving. It all seems to be flowing into the same kind of artistry that she's doing with this all-out attack that she's going. Almost like she's not planning on dodging it, but she kind of can sense the bullet. It's more luck than anything, but
Nice.
yeah.
This guy, he sees that the weapons are not doing much, but he's like, he looks at his revolver and he looks at you, he's like, fuck, what the fuck? Hit the fucking bitch. And his shot also goes wide, and he is aiming and he can see you and he shoots, but in that split second you move as you are in one-on-one melee combat with this guy, and he can't believe his eyes that he can't bring down one stupid bitch off the street, and they are getting angry at this point. This guy goes,
Oh, that hits.
No, sorry. No. Hold on. That does not hit. It's this guy. And he is in melee with you, so that's a -2. So that's 18.
No.
So he thinks he has the bead on you, and he's smiling. I've got you, bitch. And he pulls the trigger. Just as he's about to pull the trigger, you deftly move your sword, and you just flick the barrel away right in time for the shot to go wide. And he just stands there like dumbfounded, like. This guy comes around a little more like, what the fuck? Who is this bitch? Misses. Go ahead, Ian.
Ian's still laughing as she presses further into the one in front of her. Oh, that's a symbol.
Nice. You kill him, but you do a shit ton of damage, like 2x the amount of hit points he has. So how does this look like? It's like a straight up execution with that much amount of damage on like a low level street gang guy.
So, as she's slashing away, just dodging and bullets left and right, very deftly, she again comes at the man in front of her. And with her blade, finding the right angle, she can avoid the most bone density. She slices the man through and through. Pieces going everywhere. She takes a step forward as he falls to the ground. And her eyes quickly dart to the one straight ahead. One down.
And you can rush up to him and tangle him up in a melee because you just attacked and you can move. So do you do that?
Oh yeah, she quickly kind of steps over the body and rushes forward to the one in front of her. Again, the smile across her face, flecks of blood across her forehead, her cheeks.
He sees you coming and he's like, what the fuck? And he sees you just decimating, his fellow gang member. And he's like, so with the shock and you rushing at him, he's going to have a hard time. It's going to be -3. He misses completely. These two guys, they can't believe it. So they both kind of do a pincer movement and both shoot at the same time at you. This guy, let's see. They're not hitting at all. No. I would say that's actually, that's a 1. So this guy, while he's trying to shoot you because he's a 1 plus a +1 mod, while he's trying to shoot you, he misses and hits the other guy. And you can see he wings him pretty bad. Like he's like, the revolver in which was holding, it kind of the hand almost drops as the guy behind you is trying to shoot you, ends up winging the guy in front of you that you're fighting. And you can scream, what the fuck? You dumb piece of shit! Hit her, motherfucker! Hit her, not me! This guy's dead. This guy tries to shoot, he's not sure. He just saw his friend wing one of his friends, so he kind of holds back, he doesn't know what the fuck to do. He's little put off. Go ahead, Ian.
She, as she slashes into the one in front of her, let's see if I hit for one.
So
go
ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
As she kind of attacks, she doesn't connect fully. She was a bit thrown off. Some of the blood from the one that she was hitting the blood from his friend wounding him kind of gets in her eyes. She kind of goes wide with the and she actually turns around quick. Don't take my kill.
This guy, the gun hand is almost like limp from the shot. He drops the revolver and comes at you with the knife. I'm gonna cut you up, bitch.
Oh, come play.
And he kind of wildly with his left hand tries to swing the knife at you, and you definitely just step back. This guy, seeing that he had just hit his compatriot, he moves out of the way and tries to take a shot at you. Misses. Oh shit.
My god.
This guy, he's like, no. And he can see you miss again, and he's like, no, I've got a handle on this, and he's gonna shoot.
Oh my god.
Folks who are watching this, I am not doing this on purpose. These are straight up rolls. So, I'm not being lenient at all. So, Ian, go ahead.
Alright, Ian's just enjoying this. She kind of takes the back of her hand, quickly wiping her eyes with the blood trail from the man in front of her, just going across down the side of her face as she attacks again.
Nice, go for it. Nice, that does hit. How does this look as you kill this guy?
So she wipes the blood away, taking the sword, actually, both hands quickly, as she was a bit frustrated by the one who injured him. She takes great pleasure as she stabs into his stomach, rips upward, and then pulls out the blade, kind of takes her foot and kicks him off. She looks back at the other two. Two.
And
she...
Go ahead.
She takes that time to actually charge at the one who shot his friend.
As you execute the next Chaos Gang, both these guys, they see this fight started off with 3-on-1, it became 4-on-1. Two of the gang members have been brutally executed, and none of these guys have been able to get you even once with their revolvers. They both roll for morale, they both fail, and they're like, what the fuck? What the fuck do I do? Fuck this! I didn't sign up for this! And this guy starts running away. You can, I believe you have an
attack of opportunity.
Yes. He's like, you bring the blade down, and just as you do, he just misses it as he runs off. And the next guy up ahead, he starts running away the other way, and gets out of the, like, he gets back into the main thoroughfare of Sector 6 near the Luna Temple. Who do you go after, the guy running in the alley or the guy running out?
She's going to run after the one who's still running in the alley.
Nice. You catch up to him. Go ahead, make your attack. Oh, that's enough to kill him. Go ahead, how does this look?
Yeah, she quickly looks left and right, looking at one leading to the north, one to the south. Decides in her eyes, the smarter decision. Charges after the one that's going further down. No one runs away from you. She quickly charges him. And again, she takes off his head. She approaches very swiftly, very easily. And turns around to look at the direction where the other one ran, then looks towards the door.
Nobody else steps out of the door. He took a left at that alley, and if you follow him out there, you'll be back in the thoroughfare.
Yeah, she's not going to follow him. She's instead going to go inside the laundromat.
Mm-hmm.
There's still one more as far as she knows.
Yep. So you go into the laundromat and give me a notice plus wisdom. Okay, hold on. So as you walk in the laundromat, you're like your senses are absolutely like aware, and at the corner, like just behind the door, like there's one person, kind of like he's waiting for you to come through so that he can attack you without you noticing, but he mistimes it so badly that like he brings his knife at, brings it out to hit you, but you can see his hand's just stuck out and it's right in front of your face. Like you just stopped in time and he just mistimed it completely. But go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god. So as he steps out of the shadows, swinging down, missing completely, she grabs his wrist with her left hand, and sword in the right hand. She quickly inserts it into his gut, ripping it up slightly. She kind of presses in, gives him a kiss. Nice try. Maybe next time. But she cuts up into his heart and then removes the sword, dropping his wrist.
As you do, there's a gush of blood that just sprays from him, and it's a laundromat with those white ceramic tiles everywhere, and it's just bloody murder everywhere. There's just blood just gushing from him the way you cut him open, and it looks like a fucking massacre all around you.
She takes some time to look around at the damage she's done. She takes one of their guns into her hand and could I use some sort of knowledge to maybe figure out some of the other gangs either in the area or nearby besides the gang that I'm working for?
Sure. Give me I would say this would be a no plus intelligence. The only other gangs you've met were the Silverlight Pact, and they had shotguns. You're not sure if the ones you fought against with Neuro, whether they can be considered a gang because their weapons were they were like combat rifles and combat shotguns when you took them out, and you took them out with a rocket launcher. So you're not quite sure if you are able to make it work, and if you could, you're not sure how you would do that.
She looks around, not really able to figure out what to do. And she just starts taking the gun, and before she starts wrecking the place, which was her plan, just quickly, she's actually going to see if she can rifle around through kind of the cash drawer, taking any, additional weaponry, money, any valuables, that kind of thing.
Sure.
So she's also... Oh, go ahead.
While you do that, you're able to find like about 1,000 credits, just like in cards and those cash cards. There are about 2 other revolvers in there, bunch of bullets.
And she's gonna take those. She's also going to. She's gloves on at the moment. She kind of wipes off the one's mouth that she kissed, and she kind of takes a reaching into his gut, kind of ripping into it with her sword. She grabs whatever organs in there that she can just grab and rip out. And she, kind of on the floor, maybe even using some of the blood that's smeared around, she has a big heart on the floor before leaving.
Nice. You leave the area and you make it back out into the Sector 6. And when you do, you look around, you see Ramses and his men nowhere.
She knows that they're going to radio her, or at least message her when everything's prepared, or...
Yep. So you wait there for some time, and you feel something is not quite right. They should have been back right by now. You're here, coming from there.
She doesn't wait for too long, but I have a feeling that something's not right. She heads down to the right where they were going to see what's up.
You do that. Do you want to go in like rushing in, or are you trying to sneak in?
Based on success rates, she's very high off adrenaline, bloodlust, that kind of thing. No time for sneaking. She's gonna rush.
Nice. So you start rushing, and as you start, you're not quite sure because they never told you the directions to how to get there, because this was supposed to be their mission and you were supposed to handle that. But you start running towards that alley, and you kind of hear a faint sound like pop, 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 pop. And as you're running towards the sound, it becomes clearer that it's actually gunfire. And you quicken your pace. You bring yourself around the corner, and you see that Ramses' plan has not gone according to his, whatever his plan was. You're not yet in their vision. You see Ramses kind of cowering behind what looks like crates. The other, you kind of seen him by face, that's Tito. He's hiding behind some crates. There's a Chaos Gang member here and a Cryptics Gang who seem to be down on the floor. There is one other guy, this guy was the guy who called you Poop Girl. He seems to be like always with Ramses. He's down. There's a Chaos guy next to him who's also down. There are 2 Chaos guys up here who are shooting down on Ramses and Tito, and there's one guy here who's also shooting. So there's 3 people shooting down on Tito and Ramses. And you're kind of down at the alley. How do you want to approach this?
And it's supposed to be the screen, yeah?
Oh, sorry. My bad.
That's okay.
Sorry. Yes. So, let me say it again. So, Ramses is hiding behind a set of boxes. Tito is hiding behind boxes here, and they're being shot at. 1 Cryptics Gang member here and 1 Chaos Gang here are down. They seem to have taken each other out by the looks of it. This guy, Knave, he's the one who called you Poop Girl in front of Ramses. He's down. And there seems to be a Cryptics guy next to him who's also down. Tito and Ramses seem to be pinned down by 2 Chaos Gang members who are up on a roof, and 1 guy who's on the ground here. They're still in pitched battle, so they have not seen you yet. You're kind of a little further down that alley.
So Ian is going to make the decision to take the high ground.
Nice.
And she's going to climb up, quickly assessing the quickest way, while still trying to remain as stealthy as possible to the ones up here, to take them out for Ramses and Tito.
Nice. So you don't need to roll for stealth because they're really concentrating on their attackers, each other. So just give me an exert plus dex as you climb up to get there quickly, finding the best way to get there. Nice. Nice. So you rappel quickly and you're kind of a little bit higher up on the roof. And the two Chaos Gang members are like underneath you. What would you like to do?
Let's see. So am I in surprise right now?
Yes, I would say you're in
I was gonna
surprise
say.
because they don't even know, like the two gang members you have the drop on, both of them do not know that you are there. There's no way that if they're shooting at someone, they're going to keep looking around and, 360, they're going to be having tunnel vision at their target.
I won't be able to assassinate, but I'm going to use a level 1 of assassin, which is just my surprise attacks can't miss.
Sure.
So
go for
she's
it.
going to jump down, I guess just roll for damage.
Mhm.
She's going to jump down on the one and attempt to impale him.
Nice. Whew. How does that look? You don't quite kill him, but he is like barely hanging on by a thread.
She kind of jumps down from her position, and as she jumps down, has her sword in hand, she slashes him deeply, and she comes to the top of the roof, rolls, and stands back up. And she looks down and quickly at Ramses and Tito. I'm here.
And they both, what the fuck? And go ahead and roll initiative. Nice. So I would say, given that your initiative is that high and he's almost at death, you pretty much kill him. That would be your turn, and you kind of jump down. This guy sees you and he sees like, what the fuck? Where the fuck did this bitch come from? And he turns around and he tries to shoot at you with his revolver, which is a miss. And he's like, what? And he can't believe himself that you're right in front of him and he still misses. Ramses.
She responds as he asks, "Where did you come from?" She smiles widely. The laundromat.
He's like, you can see on his face that he heard you, but he can't believe you. Ramses from down, fuck yeah, and he unloads on his shotgun. At this guy downstairs and kills him straight up. And you can hear from the shotgun shell that this seems very much like a trauma shotgun. Tito sees you jump down and basically assassinate this guy. She's like, fuck bitch, and he starts shooting up at the remaining Chaos Gang. Let's see, this guy gets in with his shotgun as well, which he misses, but you can just takes out a chunk of the parapet cement that's under him. Like, he just almost shoots his foot off, and this Chaos Gang member is dead. This guy is dead. You're up next.
So Yin, smiling, she again charges the one in front of her, still on the roof.
Nice. That does hit. and you basically take off his right arm. He's still standing, one arm on the ground, the other arm that he's like, he can't believe what just fucking happened. He's like,
Oh, go ahead.
fuck this. Go ahead.
I can't wait to take your left and your legs and your head. Let's see if we get that far.
And he doesn't know what to do, and he's now completely surrounded, so he's going to try and jump down. You have an opportunity attack. How does that look?
As he's kind of attempting to jump down, turns us back to her, and she inserts her blade through between the shoulder blades, dead between the spine, severing spinal column. She takes out her blade as he falls, tumbling to the ground below. And she looks down at Ramses and Tito. Wants me to handle the rest.
No. You can hear him screaming from the bottom. Leave them be. We need to get the fuck out of here. And you can see him call on his phone. Right now, do it. And there's a brief pause, and next thing you know, you hear a explosion behind you from where you came. You know that would be the water tank bursting. It's done, Yin. We need to get out. Take our men out of here. Help me if you can.
You got it. She'll kind of scramble down the side of the building and come and assist with getting the other men out of there. And as she kind of approaches, she'll smile to Tito and Ramses. Well, looks like you're always going to need me.
Ramses gives you a look, and he's doesn't say anything but nods. It's tough for him to admit, but he knows that you're right. Quickly, we don't have any time. I can hear, and you can see something like there's a earbud, and the police scanners are all going nuts. They'll be here any moment. And so
she
you
quickly
guys
helps them.
Mm-hmm. So you help each other out, and he says, follow me, I know another exit, a backup. We should have a car waiting.
You better.
And with that, you guys, Tito, Ramses, pick the other two Cryptics gang. Would you like to pick up Nave, the guy who called you Poop Girl, or the other Cryptics gang member?
I'm gonna pick up the other one.
Cool. So you pick up the other one, just carry him by the shoulders, Tito and Ramses. Tito picks up the other guy who called you Poop Girl by the name Nave. Ramses leads you down the alley, away from the thoroughfare and the Luna Temple. You guys run down the alley. Eventually you come to a T-junction, and there's a car waiting. It's like a bigger car, almost like an SUV. All of you jump in, and it just pulls out of there. It weaves through traffic, and you can, as you're going through traffic, 1 minute, let me just give you a visual. It's kind of very similar to the transport van, which you guys were on. And as it weaves through traffic, you can see that there is like police cars headed the opposite direction, towards where you guys came from, knowing that your plan has worked.
Deegan sits back in the car, looks over to Ramses and Tito. You're still up. So, what happened?
We underestimated the Chaos Gang's resilience. I thought we had the drop on them, but they got to us. We were able to take a couple of them down, and then 2 more showed up from nowhere. One can never trust street intelligence fully. That was a mistake on my part. What happened on your end? There were at least 5 of them, 4 of them, and he takes a moment to really look at you, and his eyes widen from the fact that you have not been touched in the entire ordeal.
Yes, there were 5. The damage has been done. I took what I needed. 1 ran away in fear. Unfortunately, could not pursue on foot. But majority of them are dead. It was nice. They were so afraid.
He starts to laugh, and then he kind of sees that glint in your eye, and he kind of stops himself from completing that laugh, and he kind of just swallows, like a dry swallow, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you are quite something. That's all he manages to say.
And she moves a bit closer in the car, leaning forward towards him. So, I know this was part of a favor for us, but I had a lot of fun, Ramses. I wouldn't mind playing more in the future with the cryptics.
He takes a moment, a noticeable moment. The way you propose that he can't help himself but think that he's making a deal with the devil. You are a piece of work, Ian. But I think I would rather have you on my side than against you.
Oh, I do hope so, Ramses. I do like your presence. It's been fun. I think I chose the right way to turn that first time in the stacks.
Yes. Yes, you did.
Well, for your sake at least. But I am on your side. I hope you know that. As long as you don't betray me, I won't flay you alive.
Okay, 1 minute.
Hey.
Ian, I cannot make out yet if you are all crazy or some crazy mixed with genius. I think only time will tell. But for now, the cryptics swear allegiance with you. That doesn't mean I will do your bidding, but I'm with you in any way I can help you.
And I'm with you, Ramses. I will help make sure that the stacks is yours, remains yours, and if possible we can wipe out the remainder of the Chaos Gang within the city, and any other gang that stands in your way. Our way.
He smiles, and the smile widens as he realizes the gravity of what you can do for him and his gang. While you guys are having this conversation, on the other end of Icarus 1, not very far away from the docks, there's a scene that's unfolding. There is a police car that stopped. Two police officers are outside. They are looking around. A car drives in. Out of the car step out two individuals. You have seen these individuals before. You know who they are. The police officers turn around, look at them. They give them a look. The two individuals look at each other, look at the police officers. Before the police officers can react, they pull out submachine guns and just gun them down in cold blood. Both of them walk, and they're like walking in unison, right? There's lockstep. They both walk up, double tap them, one in the head, two in the chest. This guy goes towards the police car, looks in, pulls out what looks like a suitcase, opens it up. From the camera angle, you don't quite see what it is. He closes it. You can see he hits like a earbud which is connected to his compad. The other guy makes it to the car. You can see this guy with the compad in his ears talking something. They both get in. They turn the car around and leave. Police officer on the ground, blood just flowing out. Nobody else around. All you can hear is the night sounds of Icarus. Back to the streets. You and Ramses have just finished your conversation and are sitting in that, that quiet comfort where everybody is in sync with everybody else and no words are necessary. As the transport is making its way back to Icarus in a roundabout route, the sun comes up over the landscape of Icarus. Dirty deeds have been done tonight. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Miss Yin, you get a call. Actually, you get a text message. It's from Mr. Sachs. And all it says is, it's done. No more evidence. And as the sun shines over Icarus 1, there is blood on the streets, chaos, and with that the screen comes to fades to black. End of session.
That was so good. Holy shit. I'm so surprised I didn't get shot. Holy shit. Oh my God.